my brother's.
Was it?
Yeah.
And it fits on the camera? Did you have to buy an adapter?
No, the tripod's like a camera tripod.
Yeah.
And then, I just ordered the adapter thing off.
Okay.
Good old Amazon from probably good old China. Just like the laptop and
the virus.
The virus. Probably our cups and our reading spectacles. Yeah, straight from fucking China. So,
that's good shit.
It is. So, I've been doing this podcast thing for, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks now. And, usually do it from the gym. And it's usually fitness based. I did work out earlier today a little bit. And then we went to Dallas to support the local economy. The wife and I hit up a couple breweries, had a couple beers, had some food. We'll work hard, play hard, whatever. It's Saturday.
I was trying to join you for that,
but you got stuck working today.
Yeah, it didn't work out that way.
So, but James' wife's been out of town with some family things, and he came over and we grilled some salmon and had some rice, and then we started talking about crypto. If you follow me on Facebook, I post some positive things about Bitcoin and crypto in general. This guy's the reason that I got involved in it.
Yeah, get you some.
He's my crypto OG.
Something like that. You don't need what I say. You don't need a lot, but you just need a little.
And
a little goes a long way.
And keep buying a little.
And keep buying a little. DCA.
Dollar cost averaging.
Yep. You need a little bit. You don't need a lot of it, but you need a little bit. Yep.
And not only Bitcoin, but
get you a little Ethereum.
Little Litecoin. They were just schooling me about a little coin on Celsius. I've had some friends hit me up about where do you keep it, what do you do, and most of what I learned about it, quite frankly, I learned from James.
Yeah.
Because he's put a lot more time in it than me, and then he shows me this stuff, and I'm like, well, yeah. And then I look for something else, and I'm like, he's done the research. It makes sense.
It's a game changer. It's a whole new paradigm coming. So, learn what you can. Get a little. You don't need a lot, but get a little because it's something else. It's gonna be something big. Something big.
I know. I won't get into it too personal, but I know James had some money that he rolled over into it, and I was like, holy shit, he rolled quite a bit of money into it, and I'm pretty sure you're 5 or 6 times that right now. Yeah. But what,
Yeah, I mean, I started buying.
And we're not talking about $5 here.
Yeah, I started buying, 2018, I started buying. And I didn't, I didn't know what I was doing, but anyway, it kind of all worked out.
You bought into it.
I bought into it.
You believed it.
Yeah, I believed it. And then the more I went down the rabbit hole, the more I was intrigued, I guess is the way to say it. The more
sense it made.
The more sense it made. So, yeah.
And it's been about 1.5 years ago. For what James came over for a pretty long stretch and worked out with us.
Yep.
And we would go on a walk.
I was doing good for a minute.
You were. He's got a bigger brain than me. See, he relies on that. So he's kind of like, he's part financial advisor. We're on these walks and he's like, Streeter, what do you know about crypto? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Crypto. He's like, we need to look into this. And I started looking into it. I'm like, man, he's a smart dude. He's onto something here. And then I started buying a little. And man, I made some money.
Yeah.
And I bought some and then I sold some because I made the money. I'm like, I just doubled my money. and then okay, it dipped. I'm going to buy some more.
Yep.
And now I'm in it I'm just going to keep buying. in our initial conversations, the simple aspect of like Bitcoin especially is there's this process, they call it mining.
Yeah, mining. Yeah.
They do it it's all done with computers. But X time and X date, there's no more Bitcoin. There's going to be X amount of them, and that's it.
Yep.
So, in some respects, it's kind of similar to when, prior to 1973, when we went off the gold standard in this country, right? There was a time when Fort Knox was really, really legit. Like, the gold in Fort Knox and those other places backed up the currency of U.S. dollars that we had.
Yep.
And then they passed this legislation in about 73.
Yeah, I think 70, yeah, something like that. I don't know.
And it became fiat currency. Faith.
Yep.
Faith-based.
Yep.
It's all faith-based.
Yep.
They don't have to have X amount of gold for it anymore. It's just, it's worth this.
Yep.
This house is worth $380,000.
It,
Well, but you know what? You go to Thailand, they could probably build this house for $38 freaking dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, my numbers are, but it's like, but we believe it, so it should be great. And what I've watched happen, and the way I process it is, when I get a paycheck now, it's all electronic. It's just a bunch of numbers in an account.
so
And I use a bunch of numbers to pay my other bills, but is it real?
So
Everybody just accepts it. Everybody's got faith in it, but if faith goes away,
So what it is where you're going to store your value, right? Are you going to store your value in something that has scarcity? Or are you going to store it in something that the government will just debase? Because when you hear the money printer go burr when they're handing out stimulus checks, the money printer go burr, they're just printing more dollars. They're not printing any more Bitcoin, it's like land, right? They're not making
there's only so much of it.
They ain't making any more land. After 21 million, there ain't going to be no more Bitcoin.
So,
where you want to store your value, right?
yes. And, by the way, Bitcoin is accepted around the world now.
Oh yeah, you can buy gold with Bitcoin.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Whereas, if you go to another country with Bitcoin, you can buy something with it. You go to another country with the U.S. dollar, you got to exchange it for their currency.
Their currency, yeah.
Not that doesn't happen to some degree with Bitcoin, but it depends who you're buying from.
Who you're buying from.
So
Ultimately, it's where do you want to store your value? If you're going to get into Bitcoin and you're really thinking about it, think about storing your value. Where do you want to hold your wealth? Do you want to hold your wealth in something that the government can debase at 15% a year? Or do you want to hold it in something like Bitcoin that has appreciated 200%, give or take, year after year for 10 years? To me, it's a no-brainer.
it's easy.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
And, we're only going to get into it a little bit, but Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, there's a bunch of them now, right?
Too many.
There are, it's, yeah.
A lot of it's garbage.
But those are probably the big three, right? Am I missing?
Yeah, I would say, Bitcoin, Ethereum are the big. Those are the
big two.
Those are the big boys in the block. You want a little more risk, maybe a little more reward. You would take a shot at Litecoin.
I like Litecoin.
Yeah, like what I have to say, Litecoin's the right coin.
You've told me that several times.
Yeah, I like the Litecoin. There's some other good projects out there that you want to take a look. That you might want to take a look at, but if you're, less risk averse, Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's the way to go. That's what I always recommend to people.
We're not financial advisors.
Yeah.
We're not. But
this is just shooting the shit right here.
Yeah.
Well, don't listen to me.
Do your research.
Do your research.
We both store a bunch of it in Celsius. You can have for your phone. Oh, and they pay interest on it. Compounded weekly.
That's the game changer.
It's crazy. Okay, I mean, I do this thing with this. My focus with this is I want to help people. I want to do it for people, and it's fitness based usually. Celsius is like
That's
it's
what
working.
you need.
It's your money's working out like a madman every day for you.
It's the bank that you wish you had
It's squatting, it's bench pressing, it's doing it all for you, and it's getting gains every week.
every week, compounding.
And it's being added to it.
Yep.
And if you have Bitcoin there, you get paid in Bitcoin.
Yep.
You have an Ethereum wallet, it gets paid in Ethereum. Litecoin and Litecoin. I got all three of them there, and I just every week I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. Every Monday you get your little notice of your interest has been deposited.
Right. There's some little. If you're just getting into it and you only got $100 worth of something, when you buy it, like Cash App is one of the best places to buy Bitcoin based on the price of Bitcoin and the exchange rate. You get the most for your money, and you pay them a fee.
Yep. And
when you transfer it to Celsius, you pay a fee.
Yep.
I'm not going to sugarcoat any of that, but it's no different than dealing with a bank.
Yeah. It's not terrible. I mean,
No, it's not.
It's the cost of doing business.
Everybody's got to make a buck.
Yeah, that's the cost of doing business, and it's not bad. It's not terrible. At least with Cash App, you get a fair exchange rate for what you're buying, and the fee is not terrible.
And Coinbase is good for the other ones.
Yeah, Coinbase.
The rate's pretty good.
Yep.
And if James and I continue to do this on occasion, like he just showed me some really cool stuff with another wallet and some other exchanges on some other Uniswap and the Celsius token. If you look at the charts, like we were looking at earlier,
maybe you might want to just have a little.
You might want to buy a little.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna figure between tonight and tomorrow morning, even if I just buy $50 of it, I think I'd be foolish not to.
If you got in the platinum tier, so if you just maintain your platinum status in Celsius and you get the platinum tier,
it's like the interest is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, as an American, you can't take advantage of that so much, but the tokenomics behind the Cell token is money.
Yes.
So there's a whole other backstory when you get into that. But basically, every week, Celsius goes to market to buy that token. So there's constant buying pressure on that token. Not financial advice. Don't go buy it off of me. But if you were to happen to download the Celsius app and you get and you see the Cell token there, and it should become of you to buy it, maybe it would do some good for you. Because it's done good for me so far.
Right.
It's been a good one. It's a good one to look at.
I think, I'm not going to speak for James, but I look at all of it. I got money in stocks too, okay?
Yeah, so I'm out of the stock market.
I got money in stocks. I've always had an interest in real estate.
Me too.
And I got in this point in life where I got a little comfortable. When I was younger, I was like, I'm going to do this. And I just went and did things. And I always made it happen. Part of it was work ethic. And I still have the work ethic. I just got comfortable. I have a job now that pays me decent. And I don't have to worry about too many things. Or at least I try not to. But I kind of stopped doing. And I realized this here recently. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm done. I posted something on Facebook the other day about try. Try out of your book. Quit trying. Yep. Trying gives you a way out. Start doing. So that's what I'm doing with this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this podcast. I got some sample shirts ordered. I'm even thinking about starting a supplement line, quite frankly. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about tonight, but it's
getting off the trying, it's the doing.
If you don't do it, you'll never.
Yep.
Nothing good will come of it. And when I say when I want to do this, sure, I'm going to sell T-shirts and I might sell supplements. It's not just to make money for me. I want to help other people. I want to motivate other people to become doers.
Yeah,
Quit trying.
Yeah.
Get off your ass and do something.
Yeah, do it.
try doesn't get you. And I'm going to try to make some money on Bitcoin. No, I'm going to make some money on this. We're going to do it.
Don't be afraid to fail type mentality, right? Don't be afraid to
You fall down. What do? You get back up.
Try again, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you shouldn't try something, but your attitude needs to be, I'm going to do this. You try a new flavor of ice cream. If it sucks, screw it. I'm not going to eat that one anymore. But there's 47 others at Baskin Robbins that taste pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Or wherever you're at.
Yeah.
So, find what works for you. Find what you can
with.
Find what you can do,
yep,
and do it. Or maybe find something out of your comfort zone and still do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
don't be afraid to fail. That's always been my thing. Like, you don't know until you try. But if you're afraid to fail, like, you're doing yourself a disservice. Like, don't be afraid to go out there and take a chance. Be afraid to fuck up. The most important thing when you do fuck up, that you learn from your fuck up.
Don't fuck up again. At least not on that particular issue. Yeah.
Don't be afraid to fail. Like, put yourself out there and give it a shot.
I've failed many times.
Yeah, I've done the real estate thing too, and I've had I had one that went bad, man. I was like, fuck, I didn't lose like a shitload, but
I got sidetracked. So the real estate thing that I've always been interested in, I decided I'm not going to buy a rental house. I decided I don't want to deal with getting the water heater broke and it's leaking at 2 a.m. because I don't want to quit my day job, at least not right now. I like what I do most of the time. It's easy to bitch about the bad days or the bad parts of days, but you know what? The owners treat me well. The people I work with are good people. So I decided I'm going to invest in real estate. I started doing my research, got on the computer. So I got stock in 17 different real estate investment trusts now.
Oh, wow.
And
that's good.
Well, because I wanted to diversify, right? Some of them are on the banking side. Some of them hold the property.
Mm-hmm.
I won't buy a stock if it doesn't pay a dividend. I want to see a return on my investment.
Yeah.
It's rent, but somebody else is managing it. I bought the stock to help back them so they can buy more shit, so they can get more people to pay more bills. And guess what? I get a cut of it.
Yeah.
So does everybody else. It's just like Celsius. So it's just diversifying for me.
Yeah.
The way I look at it, I'm like, I got this money in this account. I got, $10,000 in real estate investment trust stock over here.
Yep.
Well, you know what? I might not own the whole house, but I own a tenth of it, and a tenth of the income is coming to me.
Yep.
And the beauty of that is I really don't own one house. They own
Yeah,
tens and hundreds of thousands of houses. I got a little piece of all of them.
Yeah.
So when 95 of them are making money and 5 are losing money, we're all still making money. Because they're better at managing that shit than I am.
Yeah.
They're just using my money.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
And that's why I started investing in that. I'm like, I always had an interest in it, but I can spread it out with less risk. It's less reward too,
Yeah,
but it's easy. I don't have to think about it that
You don't
much.
have the headache of fucking messing with the tenant and all that.
Yeah, I look at dividend ratio, return on investment ratio, and I decide when I should sell this one and buy this one.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Is it up? Is it down? You play the money game in 100 different ways.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of years having my own business, having the tax write-offs that go with that. I miss that.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm doing this, because I want another business.
Yeah.
And my hope is, my goal is to not only have a business, but to grow it to where I got 2 employees, 4 employees, 6 employees, and I don't want $12 an hour. I want people that want to help grow it with me.
Yeah.
I want people, listen, this is how we're going to do this.
Yeah.
When we get to where we're making $500,000 a year, we're all getting a cut of that.
Something like
Or $1
that.
million. And when the company's got $1 million in cash flow a year, everybody gets a cut of that.
Yeah.
When it's got $3 million a year, everybody gets a cut of that. I used to think I need a business that can make me, $6,000 a month or $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
What can I do? I'm like, you know what? it took me a long time to get to this point. Like, I probably should have learned it a lot sooner, but it's all clicking now. You know, if I can get 10 people and they can all make, you know, if they can make $6,000 a month after they bring in even more than that, and they all make me $2,500 a month. So they all got $6,000, but there's 5 of them, and I got $12,000.
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure out what your business plan is, and you got to have a fucking.
You got a piece, but if there's a will, there's a way. That's what people do.
Do well before do good, or do good. I can't remember the saying. Do good, and then you'll do well. I think that's the saying.
Be good to your people.
If you do good for your people, then you'll do well.
Because they'll do good for you, and everybody does well. Yeah, exactly. And not everybody is cut out to be the leader.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, you'll have leaders in your group that'll get to a certain level.
That's why you have to find your best guys, right? So you pick your best talent. I mean, whatever your business model is going to be, but you got to have your aces, right? Like,
that's right. And you got to take care of them.
Do your aces, and then you got to take care of your aces.
Yep.
Yep.
So, anyhow, we're not going to ramble on all night long. Move your body. I did do that today. I'm going to do it again tomorrow. We'll probably record tomorrow's. Erica's not in on this video tonight. There's going to be some burpees tomorrow. She's going to be pissed off with me.
Some burpees?
Yeah, she hates those.
Don't tell her for tomorrow.
You want to come join us tomorrow?
Oh, man. I'm like, Super Bowl, man. Come on.
Before the Super, you got to get your blood flowing before the Super Bowl, Miller.
Do a little bit. It's about time.
I'm just fucking with you. I mentioned burpees. I know you're like...
Yeah, the burpees thing, man. I'm like, ooh, maybe not tomorrow.
Hey.
Catch me on Monday. It's the do, right? The do or do not do. Maybe not.
Maybe not till Monday.
Maybe not do not.
Yeah, okay. At least he's honest.
Yeah.
He isn't going to say, oh, I'll try to come over tomorrow. Because that means he's not.
Yeah. If I say I'm going to be there, I'll be there. But if I'm like, yeah, call me Monday, we'll see.
Yeah. That's called keeping it real.
Yeah.
For
Especially
sure.
after a couple of drinks. I don't know if I'll be wanting to do fucking burpees tomorrow.
Gotta burn it off, Miller.
Yeah, right. Burn off the hangover.
You ain't had that much to drink.
No, not yet.
And you know what? My motto is it's been work your ass off. It doesn't matter what it is, in the gym, at work, doing your research on stuff like this, that some of you have reached out to me, like, because I posted on Facebook about it before, Instagram a couple times, and I got a message from one of my I've got a good friend of mine who's messaged me about it. His son messaged me about it today.
Yeah.
Ray and Q. Hopefully, if you guys watch this, it was a little bit helpful.
Just a little bit.
Again, we're not financial guys, but this is a smart dude.
Yeah, we're just shooting the shit. So.
But he's a smart dude. He led me to do some research on this, and I was like, man.
And you're doing okay, right? Like, you're doing all right?
I haven't lost anything.
Yeah, you're doing okay.
I mean, there's been a couple dips, but you know, it's no different than the stock market.
Yeah.
It does this. Everyone and crypto is a little more volatile at times. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm looking really good, and 4 days later you're like, oh, guess what? Just sit tight, and no different than a broker will tell you. And if you're in a big dip in the stock market, if you got some reserves, it's probably a good time to buy a little more than you've been buying.
Dollar cost average. That's always what I tell people.
Yep, I'm at the point where every Friday I buy. I don't even look if it's up or down anymore.
That's
Friday
good.
morning, I wake up, my direct deposit's in my account, I buy.
Yeah, that's good.
I got it. I'm buying this much Bitcoin,
Yep.
this much Litecoin, this much Ethereum,
Yep.
and when I got this much in this account, I move it to Celsius
Then you earn your interest.
and earn my interest.
Every Monday.
I try to keep it simple.
It's like clockwork.
Yep.
Nope. It's like working out for you now. It's like clockwork.
It is. It's become a habit.
A habit, yeah.
And this is a habit that the Bitcoin crypto thing, even buying stocks things.
Yeah. Are you still buying stocks or no?
Yeah, I buy stocks every week too.
Stocks?
I buy stock every week.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I haven't drank as much crypto Kool-Aid as you
Yeah,
have.
I fucking chugged the whole gallon.
Well, I'm a little older than you, so I gotta have some safety net. Is kind of how I look at it.
Get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
you know, but
I guess I'm more risk on. I guess you would say, but to me, it's not. To me, it's not risk. To me, I'd be in more risk in dollars, or I'm more risk in stocks than I am in crypto. But that's just how I see it. So we all have our little flavor. But
diversify though.
I view the stock market as risky, but that's just.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah,
I do too.
but I view it more risky than crypto. But that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's different.
Everybody's
Just like working out, everybody's different. And you know, I will push the lift weights and walk. But you know what? If you want to swim every day, go swim.
Yeah, go swim.
Or ride a bike every day. Like,
Yep.
do something. Be a doer.
Yeah.
Whether it's your job, whether it's crypto, the stock market, working out, be a doer. Don't try. Try and cop up.
Yeah. Yeah, don't try
Find
to-
something and do it.
Yep.
Have a great night.